Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to CK3, Game of Thrones, and playing as House Greystark, which is kind of an alternate reality kind of deal, so I'll introduce you to them, so to speak. For those of you who don't know for some reason, House Greystark were a catty branch of House Stark who sided with the Boltons in a rebellion against the Starks for somewhat undisclosed reason. But my headcanon is more or less that it was around the time of Bael the Bard, where the Stark on the throne was essentially a half wildling and an illegitimate through the female line of the Starks. So that gave the Greystarks, who were married to the Boltons, the legitimate cause to rise in rebellion and put themselves as Lords of the North because they were the rightful heirs and not illegitimate and not half wildling. And the Boltons sided with them. And the reason the Greystarks were in canon all wiped out is because it was their rebellion, not the Boltons. The Boltons just helped them. So the Boltons got spared because it wasn't their thing, but the Greystarks got all executed, essentially. But in this universe, not all of the Greystarks were executed, only most of them. One singular heir was spared. And Torrhen Greystark is the descendants of those men, swearing never again to let ambition get the better of them. They would never again rise against Winterfell, and they would forever be loyal and true. They went on to build White Harbor, as we know it, leaving behind the Wolf's Den and raising the castle keep of Winterhold on the White Knife. It is still called White Harbor because White Harbor got its name from the White Knife, which is the major river here. So it wouldn't make sense for me to change the White Harbor's name necessarily. The Manderleys are still around. They still came north, but rather than being granted White Harbor or the areas around it, they were simply made one of the most important bannermen of House Greystark. So the Manderleys are still my vassals. They are still around, and Torrhen is actually married to a Manderley. So the Manderleys have a good, close relation with the Greystarks, and in my head it's very much half Northman and Old God, and still somewhat half Faith of the Seven, but it's less Faith of the 7e than we know from in canon. So yes, that's House Greystark, more or less. Close ties to the Manderleys. They still rule White Harbor and the surrounding territories. They rule less than the Manderleys did in canon, because I wanted to handicap myself a little bit. So I've given the Wolffields their duchy back, and also, obviously, Locke doesn't control that as well. So yeah, we're a little bit weaker, but still pretty badass. Torrhen Greysteel is known as one of the best fighters in the North. He's an excellent commander, and basically pretty much a badass. He also has the gift of green sight, so he's pretty good. The reason I want him pretty good is because if the war goes well, I want to go to the Tower of Joy with Ned, and have at least a slim hope of hell of actually succeeding and not dying at the Tower of Joy. But we'll see how that goes. We may just all die, in which case we're screwed, but, you know. Ned is my friend. I think the Greystarks and the Starks have gotten along for hundreds of years, thousands of years now even. So, yeah, we're good friends with Ned, good friends with Benjen, and we were good friends with Brandon Stark, obviously, before he got himself executed by the Mad King. Choked to death while he watched his father burn. Crispy, extra crispy. So yes, Jon Arryn has refused to hand over his wards to the Mad King. Robert Baratheon has sailed down south to Storm's End to rally his bannermen, most of them at least, while Ned has sailed north. In canon, Ned Stark actually shipwrecks on his way north. He washes up on the shores of the Three Sisters, and the Sunderleys basically ship him back to White Harbor. So my headcanon is Ned gets to White Harbor, we help him get back to Winterfell, and we join him and march down south. So we'll summon the banners, boys. And you might notice some things look different. That's because my other series had submods installed, but I'm pretty sure they were causing the game to be unplayably not stable. Just for more RP sake reason, like headcanon, Benjen Stark was my ward, and Torrhen has raised him since he was a boy, basically. I think it's like common practice or something for the Starks to send their spare sons to ward with the Greystarks, or at least some kind of Stark goes to ward at White Harbor, just to keep relations with the Greystarks. Good. That gives Benjen brilliant commander and trade fighter. He's not exactly the best thing, but still. I wanted a good relations with the Starks. That's for lore reasons. But yeah, the goal of this series is we are the Stark loyalists, so whatever the hell happens, we will be loyal to the Starks so long as they are loyal to us. The Starks would have to do something really horrendous to lose our loyalty. I have two daughters. Of course I have daughters. Both of them got the pretty traits, though. I was kind of hoping for sons, game. Because now if I die in battle... In all fairness, I cheated to get these twins. I was hoping that we'd at least get an heir, so that the line would be secured. Now we have to... now we're playing on hard mode, lads. We're playing on hard mode now. In typical Song of Ice and Fire rules, boys, they need to rhyme. The names need to rhyme. The names need to start with the same letter. Serana and Arana. Not the same first name, but the same syllables. It works. Serana and Arana. Serana, Arana. Alright, well, all the northern forces are up here. We are constantly taking ship by the looks of it. I don't know what the AI is doing. They're all just having a party. Why did you go onto the ships? Dumbass, seriously. I guess at least everyone's together and safe up north away from the loyalists. Eventually the Targaryens will have to come north and actually attack it. I have another daughter. God fucking damn it. The game is trying to kill me. Lyara, fuck it. Arrow. Yeah, the AI just seems content in pulling off a Ruby Ford situation. The Ruby Ford's down here. What will be the Ruby Ford if Rhaegar does? I have no idea what the AI is doing. I've never seen them be this, like, defensive. Strategy meeting with Lord Eddard and Lord Brandon Umber. Discussing plans. Lord Eddard has decided to hands-off approach, allowing both Brandon and I to act as we see fit. Okay, lads, I fixed it. Bloody feminism sneaking into my video games. Why, I honor? But no, that makes no sense. The North does not have equal succession. Is that a thing somewhere else? No, male preference. Like, male preference. Yeah, like, this is not Dawn. Dawn has that, but the North doesn't. So I have no idea why the hell that was a thing. Maybe the mod creators, for some reason, thought that White Harbor was like that because it's the Mandalese originally? But that's still not the law. Just because... Maybe because, technically speaking, the Mandalay heirs have daughters as their heirs, but that's just because they have no sons yet. That's not because the laws are different. There's no reason the Mandalays would change their succession laws to be equal inheritance. They're not Dornish. They're still Reachmen. And I challenge you to find a single house in the Reach that has equal succession. They hate the Dornish. Like, no, that's weird. I don't know why. I'm assuming that's some kind of oversight. Or someone on the CK3 mod team is very social justice-y. Girl boss powers, lads. Girl boss. The Mandalays girl bossing their way straight into the game. I'm just glad the game isn't crashed. Not the word that shall not be named. It's not doing the word that shall not be named. I have another daughter. Jesus Christ, I'm pumping out the daughters, man. I was worried about Greystark's succession. That's why I made him like a pretty badass fighter for the war. But, apparently I needn't have been worried. Oh, shit, I found them. They found us, I should say. We might actually lose, because Baratheon and Aaron have split off from us and wandered into the middle of nowhere. But Ned is leading this force, which we might actually fail. We will fail. Unless some miraculous reinforcement... Yeah, no, the Tyrells and the Martells are showing up. We're screwed. Well, this could go badly. The Aarons and the Baratheons kind of fucked off. So they just left us to die. And the Targaryens swooped in at the perfect moment just to seize the opportunity, pretty much. I killed 88 men. Barristan killed 85. Right, well, that might have actually just lost us the war, because the fucking Aarons and the Baratheons just basically left us. I think one of those Stark forces just killed itself, basically. They just threw itself at... I don't know why we're sticking around. Why are we... They have a death wish? Yes, apparently. Apparently they do. Someone... My maester was with me in the battle. Barbarous, Mandalay was imprisoned. We got a lot of people imprisoned in that, man. We lost. Wow, that was quick. What the hell happened? Oh, Rhaegar's in charge. What happened to... Something happened. Lost the war against them. What happened to... Oh... Aerys died under suspicious circumstances. I think Rhaegar actually has an opportunity to kill his father. Or something. Oh no, it's kidnapping his father. So, Aerys died under suspicious circumstances. Rhaegar is now in charge. And we are in prison. Friend imprisoned. Yeah, I think they actually caught Ned. Yeah, they're all imprisoned. Rhaegar's won. We have lost. Do I demand a trial by combat? Actually, we'll see what he does with Ned. If he frees Ned, then we won't, but, Tower of Joy. We're both imprisoned, Ned. How do you plan on going to the Tower of Joy, exactly? But I will stand with Eddard, sure. Oh, shit. I stand behind Lord Eddard, facing the Knights of Aerys Kingsguard for some reason, despite the fact that Rhaegar is king. Their armor shines brightly, contrasting the ruined tower which looms behind them. Sir Arthur Dayne unsheaths his great sword Dawn, and now it begins, he says, as Lord Eddard steps forward, replying sadly, no, now it ends. At once, my companions and I race into battle. Win or lose, our cause is just. The air fills with the sound of splintering shields and clashing swords. A dance of steel abruptly ending with deafening silence. I fall to my knees, pain quickly enveloping me. I look around and see the lifeless corpses of my fellow men. I hear harsh footsteps approaching, and the white armor blinding. I try desperately to fight the narrowing darkness clouding my vision. I have failed. I am killed by Arthur Dayne, but Arthur Dayne is killed by Ned. But Ned was slain by Oswald Went. Christ. Yeah, see, this is why I wanted, this is why I made Torrhen pretty badass, because I wanted to have a chance of surviving this. I don't even know why this actually happened, since we lost, and Rhaegar had us imprisoned. And interestingly, by the way, Dustin paid my ransom from the king. So the lore explanation for this, despite the fact that I think the event triggered because the mod's not finished, the war was lost. Ned somehow found out where Lyanna was. This was our last-ditch attempt to go free Lyanna, more or less. And we die, and then the rebellion falls to pieces in our absence. But yeah, we're dead. Slain by Sir Arthur Dayne in a duel. Dead in the prime of his life. He will be remembered for his stunning beauty. And Brandon ascends. Okay then, we're dead. Ned died, everyone died. This all went to shit. I do not know even why the hell we were at the Tower of Joy. But Lyanna has now vanished with everybody else, despite the fact that Rhaegar is king. Someone's doing a war for Renly's claim on the Stormlands, by the way. What happened to the Baratheons? That's a good question. Robert's still imprisoned. Stannis is heir. And someone's doing a war for Renly's claim on the Stormlands for some strange reason. My daughter Arya and your sister Ashlyn as hostages. For Cohen? But why? We are, lads, going to keep with a somewhat RP kind of vibe for this. It's pretty straightforward stuff. I have to reasonably be able to make contact with people. Like, I can, you know, talk to the local lords of the north. That's perfectly understandable. I could talk to, say, the sisters or some coastal lords of the Vale. Even, say, the twins or something. Anyone we've met at tournaments or feasts and stuff like that. But I can't reasonably explain an alliance between myself and, say, House Hightower or Dane or something. Or even Tyrell or... You know, I have to have a reasonable cause to make contact with certain individuals. It has to make sense, kind of vibe. It has to be reasonably explained within the world in order for it to happen. I guess it makes the most sense for Benjen to look after me. Honestly. Like, my father trained him, and now Benjen gets to train me. I'm training with my sister, apparently. Brandon, see you do against me. Swish and a whack. What the hell am I wearing? This is cursed! It's cursed! I let her win, Les. I let her win. You'll go be taught by Brandon as well. I mean, that's a perfect match, assuming she doesn't die or something. Yeah, tie House Greystark with Winterfell, just to make sure. As long as Lady Dara doesn't get herself killed or anything stupid. Benjen has been installed as Lord Paramount of the North. By what? Faction demand? Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like I said before, the North is not Dawn. They will not be led by a woman. Like, the amount of Northern Lords that would just go into open revolt if they were being led by a woman, it just would not happen. Like, there's very few exceptions, like the Mormonts. They're kind of isolated from the rest of the North, but a hell of a lot... And some of the North is okay with it, but most of the North is still not fine with women fighting or, you know. But yeah, Benjen is apparently in charge. What are you doing? Liberty War at Winterfell. Can I catch a f***ing break? How are they winning? Good lord, we suck. Why do we suck? Why do we suck so badly? What the hell's going on? Oh, crap. Blackfire's rebelling. Oh, I'm invading, I guess. Not my problem. What? That's that war done. Betrothed can marry. Although, honestly, if Cassell's about to be murdered, then that's not going to work, is it? He's the last living member of House Cassell, by the way, if the Stark girl decides to murder him. She married a... Oh, no. Yeah. She married a Karstark, so it's still technically Stark blood. Ah, she named it Eddard. She named the future kid Eddard. That's cute. Oh, I think she just murked. Yep. House Cassell is officially no more. It was wiped out. Holy hell, She killed him in a trial by combat. Shit. House Cassell goes down in history as the first Cadet branch to be wiped out. And by House Stark, nonetheless. It's basically taken over as House Greystark. They are the Greystarks of this existence, apparently. Holy shit, she died. How? I was slain in another trial by combat. What is it with these Starks, man? Karstark is the heir. Well, we're gonna have a whole fucking... This is bad. Like, this is gonna get really, really messy. If Eddard Stark, the boy, dies, and Torrhen Karstark tries something dodgy, at a certain point, there's only 4 members of House Stark left, and they're all girls. Other than Eddard. Like, the future of the House Stark, the main branch, rests with a 1-year-old child. Because if he dies, Karstark's gonna take over. And then the Greystarks are gonna be like, hold up a minute. We're the eldest of the cadet branches here, lads. Like, we deserve to be Lord Paramounts. If the rest of the Starks are dead, you've, like, usurped it all. And I'm also married to one of the Stark claimants. That's gonna be a whole fucking mess. If that kid dies, ooh, it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get real messy, real quick.
This war is far from over.